Hanshin. Chungmugon. Chungmu was the name given the great Admiral Hanshin of the Joseon dynasty. Hanshin was a Korean admiral and a military general known for his brave leadership, smart war techniques, and many victorious fights against the Japanese Navy. Admiral Hanshin is celebrated as a hero in South Korea today. Early life. Hanshin was born on April 28, 1545 in Hanshin, Korea. As a young boy, he played war games. He then developed his leadership skills and even constructed his own bows and arrows as a teenager. Also, as a young boy, he became proficient in writing and reading Hanja. When he was 21, he decided he wanted to become a military officer. Military achievements. When he passed the examination in 1576, he became the oldest junior officer at the age of 32. During the Imjin War, he was commander in 23 battles and won all of them. In 14 of those battles, none of the Japanese ships survived. The turtle ship, Kabuksan. Hanshin's famous turtle ship was a great impact on Hanshin's wars. It was one of Yi's greatest accomplishments to design and improve the turtle ship. This design is described as the first armed ship in world history. The turtle ship was built with a fully covered deck that prevented fire from fire arrows and musket balls. He also made iron spikes on the top of the ship to discourage people to jump onto it. The ships were high enough so they can ram into other Japanese ships and sink them. Imjin War, the 7-year invasion from Japan. The 7-year Imjin War was from 1592 to 1598, a war that included many wars, fights, and breathtaking endings. This war was Joseon Koreans fighting against Japan. The Japanese invaded Korea so they could take control of what they had and what the Korean owned and protected. Battle of Hanshin Island. It took place from the 14th to the 15th of August, 1592, in 2 naval sites. Korean Admiral Hanshin's fleet managed to destroy 100 Japanese ships and stop the Japanese. Chungmu used the crane technique to surround the Japanese and corner them. The crane technique was very important due to the Korean victory. The Battle of Myeongyang. The Battle of Myeongyang demonstrated one of Yi's smart idea and war plans. When he found out that he had 13 Joseon Navy ships to fight against 330 incoming Japanese ships, he knew that they would lose. So, Hanshin relied on his studies on the water currents and the tide. The Japanese were cornered in the Myeongyang Strait because of the tide. The Japanese took a sufferable amount of damage and lost 33 ships, 8,000 men, and 90 damaged ships. The Joseon Navy only lost 2 men. The Battle of Noria. Hanshin died from a gunshot in December 16, 1598, and his last words were, "The battle is at its height. Beat my war drums. Do not announce my death." Even without him, the Joseon Navy still won the battle. The War Diary, Nanjung Ilgi. Nanjung Ilgi, or War Diary of Hanshin, is a personal diary of Admiral Yi, a Korean naval officer who lived during the Joseon dynasty. It was written between January 1st, 1592 and November 17th, 1598. A first-person narrative of the Admiral's perspective on the Japanese invasions of Korea in the late 16th century. Yi Sun-shin's Memorial, Hyunchungsa. This Hyunchungsa is consisted of a large park, memorial hall, and the shrine itself, all built in the memory of Yi Sun-shin, for he had lived some time in Asan, South Korea.